Recently I had a video showing an unboxing where I got some cool amplifiers from a car stereo store that had been around for over 30 years that was going out of business. And I got some really cool amps from this stash. All four of them are shown here. Look at the link in the video description to the videos I've already made, and we'll be making more soon. But let's see what's in this box. Right off the bat, this is one of the strangest amplifier boxes I've ever seen. Looks like a pyramid, but let's see what's inside. First thing we see here is some RCAs that are right angled on one end, standard on the other end. We'll see why that is in a little bit. We also have the owner's manual American Graffiti Sphere amplifier. And let's pull the amp out itself and take a closer look. First up, let's look at all the goodies. You can see here the pieces of paper that come with it, a certification form, the owner's manual. There's the triangular shaped box, and there's the amplifier. Looks like it came straight from the U.S. military. And we have the Sphere verification certificate. This was August 10th, 1998. You can see the frequency response. You can also see that it passed everything, but we don't know exactly what it did because it has minimum maximum. There is no actual specs there. And here on the amp, again, very odd to see a cylindrical amplifier, which is, it's like cast aluminum, all solid aluminum. There's no plastic on this at all. The feet, everything, both end caps, everything is aluminum. Speaking of the end caps, let's take one of these off so we can take a closer look and see what's under this end cap. Here it is, integrated cooling system, American Graffiti. And here we can see RCAs. These are the line level outputs on this side of the amp. The other side will have the inputs. Here you can also see the ground and B+ and remote. Ground and B+ are 8 gauge. Remote accepts up to 12 gauge, same as the speaker terminals. Here showing left and right, and also how to bridge the amp. I love when they put that on the amp so you don't have to look for the manual. Again, line output here on this end. Let's take the end cap off the other end. See what goodies we have under there. Here's the low input, a 3-mode crossover for low, full range, or high level control. And then the line out also allows you to switch between the low pass, full range, and high pass. Also, there's a caution, warranty void if seal is broken. I'm sure American Graffiti is still around so that warranty is still good. Not. So here's what you use the RCAs for. Give you a right angle connector so you can actually hook it up to the amp and still put the end caps on. And again, these end caps and the amp itself is just totally impressive. It is heavy. Again, it looks like it is maybe cast out of 2 separate pieces of aluminum. I thought it might have been milled from one piece, but I don't think so. But as far as dimensions go, 13.2 inches by 6 inches by 4.8 inches. And as far as the specs go, 4 ohms 55 watts by 2, 2 ohms 80 watts by 2, 4 ohms 150 watts bridged. Although the test certificate says 1998, these were sold as 1999 models from American Graffiti. Let's pull out the Car Audio and Electronics directory from 1999. You can see the ZSP 2.05 there in the middle. $285 in 1999. It's equivalent to around $530 in 2024, accounting for inflation. Once we power up the amp here, we'll see the protect light comes on momentarily and it switches over to the green power LED. Means we're good to go. Let's try 4 ohms at 2 channels, rated 55 watts by 2 at 12.5 volts. Here we go, certified test first to 1% distortion. Can we get the 55? Yes, we can. 67 and 66 at 13.2. So let's turn down that voltage a little bit closer to 12 volts and see if we can get that 55 watts at 12.5. We're actually going to be a little bit under 12.5. We're going to be closer to 12 volts. Here's a certified test again, 1 kilohertz. There you go, 55 watts at 12.2 volts. Nice. Let's run the dynamic test, 1 kilohertz. Very similar there to the certified test, about 68 watts per channel. It jumped up just a little bit there at the end. Let's reset the dyno for 2 ohms. It's rated 80 watts by 2 at 12.5 volts. Run the certified test first to 1% distortion. And here we go. Can we get that 80 watts by 2? Here you go, 100 watts by 2, right at 13 volts. That's what I'm talking about. Let's try the dynamic test. 1 kilohertz. There you go. Into the low teens, 112, 118, 13.23. Now we're going to bridge the amp using the left minus right positive. As shown on the outside of the amp, it's rated 150 watts at 12.5 volts. Let's find out what we get. 1 kilohertz certified, 1% distortion. Easily get that numbered. We get 215 at 13.23. Once again, we're going to turn down this voltage closer to 12 volts and see what we can get here. Certified, 4 ohms bridged. Can we get it? Yes, we get 175 right at 12 volts, pulling 26.7 amps of current. I will show the efficiency at the end here after I do all the different tests. Here's uncertified up to the clipping point, 219 watts, 13.2 volts. Let's reset it one more time here for the dynamic test. Send the 1 kilohertz pulse track into the amp. There you go, we're creeping up on 250, 244 at 13.46. Here are all the different results, including 8 ohm tests that I ran. It performed well, it exceeded all the results and all the ratings, I should say, for all the different tests. I wasn't sure what to think of this American Graffiti amp, but I was impressed. This thing's brand new, never been used, and it performed up to its ratings plus some. Now let's hook it up to the ELAC bookshelf speakers and see how it sounds with some sound quality tunes. No complaints at all with the sound quality of this amplifier. Sounded great with the bookshelf speakers. I did note though with the subwoofers, when I tried it straight with those, it did not sound all that great, so leave these for the mids and highs. All right, now smash me a thumbs up if you want to find out what this amp looks like on the inside. Here we go. Here we're starting to give an idea of what's inside the cylindrical shaped amplifier. We do have some more things to take apart though before we can slide the boards out. Let's take off these mounting rings and then we'll get to the point where we can slide the amp out. All right, I know here on video you had to sit through like 30 seconds of me struggling with this, but in real life it took me like 45 minutes to an hour to get to the point where we can slide this board out. I want to make sure I could put it back together in the end and make sure everything was all good. But yeah, this is a very unique design. I've never really seen an amplifier like this, and a very unique circuit board here. The fan is in the middle. Active fan comes on when it needs to. Class AB amplifier does have a little daughter board there at the top, also the LEDs. But overall, this is super cool. And yeah, we can see these 35 volt 1000 microfarad capacitors, also 35 volt 2200 microfarad capacitors there. And American Graffiti, yeah, I'm pretty sure this was made specifically for them. And I've never seen another design like this. So I wasn't real hip to the American Graffiti name. Never really seen any of their amplifiers before, never played with them. thought they were kind of lower end, you know, wouldn't do their rated power and stuff. But man, this one really surprised me to the point that it did its rated power plus some. It actually sounded really good. It's a Class AB design. And yeah, just so unique and so cool to see one of these brand new in the box, us taking it out almost 25 years later so that you guys can take a gander of everything here. So cool. I appreciate you guys watching as always. If you like these videos, make sure you smash me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you like this. And if you can, support me on patreon.com/oldschoolstereo. Helps me out. I appreciate it greatly. Thanks as always for watching. Till next time, this is Big D. I'm out of here. Just for sticking around to the very end, we are going to show one additional test, a dynamic 2 ohms mono 1 kilohertz test, just to find out what the amp can do with over 14 volts. Closing in on 400 watts, 376 watts at 14.35.